So then, the Coca-Cola 600, or as some fans have been calling it, the Coca-Cola 373.5, it was, well, NASCAR having an issue with their longest race this season. The same way that IMSA, which NASCAR also owns, had the 23 hours and 57 minutes of Daytona because the checkered flag was shown early. We have the Coca-Cola 373.5. But, I mean, I understand it. Whilst it's never nice for us to have to say, okay, this race has been decided because of the weather, and after they ran not even the 3/4 of the full race distance, I can understand why they've done it, because it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense to call it at that time, because you don't want to have to spend the money to operate everything for an extra day. You don't want to have to deal with the backlash of the fans of, oh, we could stay all night. And if you stayed all night, you don't want to have to deal with the backlash of the fans who have just switched off and into the end of the flagship race. It just seemed like it was an unlucky Memorial weekend. I still haven't watched the Indy 500 yet because, well, it wasn't on YouTube, and I downloaded the Coke 600 because they'd upload the replay to YouTube so I could watch it on a flight today. But yeah, it was. I did enjoy the race. It was decent. There wasn't too much to it, but I've already said about the Cup Series. I said this for the past few weeks. It got to the point where the more extraordinary races didn't feel as extraordinary because we didn't have many that were, complete and total duds. If you think about the races we've had this season, I mean, 500 was was quite popular with Byron taking the win. Then we had Atlanta, which was mega. Pensacola 400, which Larson picked up. So that was always going to be a popular one. First Phoenix one wasn't actually as bad as people thought it was going to be. The return to Bristol on the tarmac for spring, or concrete, sorry, was popular as well. Kota was popular for a road course, and I think it's because people like Byron, like sweeping everything. Then after that we had Richmond, which produced that controversy with Hamlin and the restart. We had Martinsville, and Martinsville has been getting better and better over the next gen. We then had Texas, which was Chase Elliott winning, so that was going to be popular. Then yeah, after that you got Dega, which is always a big deal. Dover, which I don't know. I think people liked the fact that Kyle Busch was up near the front for a bit of it. Though I think that's where we started to get a bit more dud-like races. Kansas as well. Darlington was a big deal, with Keselowski ended up picking up that win and making sure the Ford finally got a win after Reddick and Busch came together. But I enjoyed the Coke 600, but I'm glad that even though it was this flagship race, it was quite a quiet one. Because hopefully it means then Gateway or Sonoma or the return to Iowa, we can build some more momentum up for it, or for New Hampshire or for Nashville. Iowa's going to be an interesting one though with that replay, right? And of course, I'm watching this, recording this in the aftermath of Stuart Haslett coming forward and saying they're shutting down their operation. Front row have said they picked up a charter. You can put two and two together to presume it's one of the old SHR ones. It'll be a shame, but top SHR in the 600 was Josh Berry in 10th. He was one of only two Fords in the top 10. The other one was Keselowski, who was obviously battling up at the pointy end with Christopher Bell. Then you look at the rest of it, and outside of then Chastain and Berry, you have Reddick, you have 3 JGR cars with Truex in 12th, you have 3 Hendrick cars with Allgaier a bit further down the order. Where was Allgaier in the end on this one? He was 13th, just behind Truex. Well done to him for subbing in the next gen for Kyle Larson and doing that. You did feel a bit for Larson, you know, standing there with his Prime sponsored crash helmet with his McLaren overalls waiting to get in the car. And I hope that playoff waiver stuff just gets let through as soon as possible, because regardless your views on Larson, if you're going to promote the guy doing the double, or trying to do the double, and if you're going to give a waiver to people like, say, Chase Elliott for putting Hamlin head first into the wall at last year's 600, even if he didn't end up with a race all season, I think it makes sense to give Larson the waiver. Anyways, apologies for being all over the place with this review, and that it's taken longer than usual. I've just gotten back to the UK, and I just wanted to make sure that I got this done for you guys so that I could get something out for today. Thank you for watching. I hope that my insights have been somewhat relevant. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.